Hello, thanks for clicking on Just Biz Fitness. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo. Today we are training our chest. It is big chest day. And you know, if you are here, you know what it means to have a big chest. It always makes you look better. It makes you look more aesthetic. And I'm going to take you through my program today on how I train my chest using dumbbells only. Meaning it's a typical workout that you can do even at home if you have just dumbbells and a bench or a surface that you can lie on. So somebody will be asking, is this really possible? Like, can you really train your chest using dumbbells? And I can tell you that there's most of my workout program is usually dumbbells on chest days. I just do dumbbells. Like for the last, let's say 3 months without changing any of my workouts, it's been majorly dumbbells, because there's an advantage to doing the dumbbells. That is, you have an extra stretch to the muscles, and also you have to coordinate muscles more, because when you do the dumbbells, there's a reason why you can't go as heavy as when you are going for the bars. And one of the reasons is just that it needs a lot of coordination of the muscles. You have to, of course, isolate your muscle well for you to be able to do that. Now we're starting our workout always with some warm up, and we are going to do some pull-ups. 10 reps of pull-ups, 2 sets. That will be good enough for warming up the joints and warming up, of course, the muscles in readiness for the forthcoming workout. So I want you to know also that personally there are some times that I don't warm up, because sometimes maybe I'm in a hurry, I want to rush somewhere. But I'll always advise that make it a normal thing to warm up. Of course, maybe sometimes you're in a hurry, but make it a normal thing. Make it, the more frequently you do it, the better, because it will save you so much injury that you'll avoid. Now, I'm starting the first set, which is the inclined. If you notice, I decided to raise that bench by putting it on top of some 2 boxes. So you can use any raised ground if you have, just to make it elevated, to have that 40 degrees elevation. And I'm starting with some 40 kgs of workout of the dumbbells, and I'm trying to go for moderate reps, because we don't have to go for low reps. Low reps are for strength, and today we are working out for building big muscles, not for strength. That's why we have to go for high reps. When you want your muscles to grow, go for moderate to high reps. When you want to have strong muscles, you go for low reps and heavy weights. Now that makes it for the first set. We'll wait for like a minute, then we go to the second set. The first set we were able to do 7 reps, which wasn't good enough. Now we are trying to beat the previous set. And I want you to do this. Anytime you're doing your dumbbells, I want you to notice something, that however heavy my dumbbells are, I go all the way down. I should notice that most people, when the weights become heavier now, they don't go all the way down. They start having those partial reps. And you don't need that, because it's been scientifically proven that when you go for a longer range of motion, your muscles will grow better. Yes, will grow better and faster. So I will advise that if you realize that the weights are too heavy, that you just can't go for the whole stretch, then just reduce the weight, man. It's not worth it. It's okay to get to that weight. If you can go for the weight partially, it means you just need to give yourself a little bit of time, and you'll be able to go for the weight fully, if I'm making sense. Now we're going for the third set of the same workout. For the same inclined dumbbell press, the same workout, the same dumbbell, which is just 40 kgs, by the way. It's not that heavy. We're aiming, the second set we were able to go for 8 reps. Now we're aiming for the same. We'll see if we're able to do that or not. And I also want to tell you guys that when one of the problems that many people usually ask me about, I usually notice most people ask me about, is the fact that they don't have the ability to be consistent with their workout. They don't stick with their workout long enough. And we just know, everybody knows, that the most common advice you find outside there is consistency. Everybody tells you about, you need to be consistent for you to get results. You need to be consistent for you to blah, 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 all that stuff, which is so true. It sounds like a cliche, but it's so true. But The problem comes in when you want to be consistent, but you just can't. You can't help it. You just can't. You find yourself just not continuing. I want you to notice that we are going for the second workout, which is inclined dumbbell press. Okay? I just want you to get note of that. The previous exercise was 3 sets of dumbbell press, now of inclined. Now it is flat. We're also going for another 3 sets of the same. Now, getting back to the advice, whatever I was telling you, is that you're not going to get any serious results, by the way, if you're not consistent. It's true. You're not going to get any serious result if you don't stick with it enough. That is also very true. But now you're saying, okay, that's the problem. That is like diagnosis. Somebody like going to the hospital and the doctor just telling you what the problem is. But that is just half the solution. Complete solution is now giving you what the action plan or whatever it is you need to do, or the medication for fixing the said diagnosed problem. So like in this case, the problem is the lack of consistency. So I cannot tell you that. If you ask me that how can I be consistent, then I tell you that the solution to not being consistent is being consistent. I won't have helped you. It's like if you come to the hospital and I'm the doctor and you ask me, I have a headache, how can this headache get away? Then I tell you, is by the headache getting away. Like I haven't helped you in any way. So I should be able to tell you what you need to do or what you need to stop doing so that you find yourself in a situation where being consistent is second nature to you. And I just want to say this. Personally, what got me to being consistent with the workout is that, number one, I didn't start for the results. When I started working out, it was not for the results. Of course, in a way, there was, at the back of my mind, I knew that I wanted to look a certain way, but it was not the main reason why I started. The main reason why I started working out was because I found something that was fun doing, and I stuck with it. So in this case is, let's say you want to start working out, maybe you want to be fit. I will ask you to look for something that is fun for you, something physical that is fun for you to start with. It could be football, if you love playing soccer, or if you love playing rugby, something that you grew up when you were a kid, there's that game you used to love playing. Then look for somewhere where they play it and just join that club. There's always those local clubs around that are free to join. Just, if it's soccer, just go and ask them, I want to join. Most of the times they'll say yes. They'll tell you, okay, you can just join. They're always looking for people, by the way. They always want people who can join. Okay, this is the third workout, which is flies, inclined, a little bit inclined, but now flies for, this is one of the workout also that you need for your chest. You just don't only need to push, but you also need to do some flies. Now, the first workout we did 3 sets. The second one did 3 sets. Also, this one we have to do 3 sets of this one. Now, as I was saying, that if you find something that you find fun doing, I'm assuming you are struggling with consistency. If you've already found whatever you're doing is, if let's say you went to the gym the first time and it's the most fun thing you've ever done in your life, then okay, just stick with it. It's going to be easier to stick with something that you find fun more than anything else. But let's say you don't find gym being fun, you don't find running being fun, you don't find all these things, let's say yoga, Pilates, you name it, whatever it is that you want to do so that you achieve maybe the body that you want. You don't need to approach that directly. You're going to take forever trying to face that directly. Approach it from behind, not head on, and that is go for what you love, something you find fun. If you're a kid who used to play netball, look for a netball team and join them. Play netball, and what's going to happen is that as you play netball, you're going to start panting as you play. And when you pant, that is, you run out of breath sometimes, and some people don't, you'll feel challenged because you want to be better at this game. And you'll find yourself finding out that what you need to do for you to have a better cardiovascular is by doing endurance training. And that's when you'll notice that you need to run, or you need to do something, you need to skip rope, you need to do something that will help you have gas. So you'll find yourself starting to do that because it's going to support your bigger goal, which is you playing your game. And then in the process of, let's say you start running, you would with time start love running. That's how it happens. Then as you play, you'll realize that, wait, people are pushing me around, I'm just falling around. You realize that you need to have some stamina. And you'll find out, because through your coaches, that you need to do some resistance training. Then maybe you'll start doing some squats. In the process of doing that, you will learn how to be stronger. And being stronger is fun. And you'll start loving resistance training. And in the process, you'll start building some muscles. And you'll start loving the way you look. And you'll want to continue doing the same. It will be a reinforcement of the same behavior. You'll be rewarding the same behavior, because when good things happen to you, you tend to want to do the things that brought those good things. That's how our minds tend to work. And if you do that continuously and long enough, you'll get yourself being that person who does these difficult things that you used to find difficult doing. We've done 3 sets again of flies. Now we are going to another 3 sets of dips. This is another awesome workout for the lower part of the chest and also for the triceps. Very important. Don't miss this workout. Yes, that is how you get yourself to loving fitness. If you find this advice only goes for somebody who's finding it difficult being consistent, by the way. Look for something that you love, whether it's yoga. And if you try one thing and you don't love it, maybe you thought you loved football, stop doing football, go try something else, something that you thought you loved. You'll finally get to something that is physical enough that you love doing, and you'll want to be good at them. And since it's something athletic, you'll want to be more athletic for you to be better at them. And that's how you become a better individual. You become consistent, and before you know it, you become an athlete. You become a full-time athlete. That's how you live a life as an athlete. That's how I did mine. I found something that I loved doing, which was playing rugby, and playing rugby got me to loving resistance training. And as I was squatting, I used to pant a lot. So I was like, why am I not having so much gas? Oh, I need to run. Then I started running. It was difficult at the beginning. Then as I continued doing it, I started loving it. And I realized that, I get stiff sometimes because of these workouts. So I need to be doing some stretch. I need to be more flexible so that I can work out better, because I'd already fallen in love with resistance training. And that's how I started also loving yoga and stretching workout. And one thing led to another, and I got myself to a place where now all these things, I just do them, and I just enjoy doing all of them. And they're all difficult. They never get any easy, by the way. They're always more tougher. But my mind has gotten also tougher in the process, and I've gotten the gains, and I've become a better individual by just doing this. I'm not saying this is what you need to do. There's some people just go direct and do the hard thing, and they become consistent by forcing themselves into it. There's some people read books and it get them into the learning habit. That's learning the habit and being consistent. For me, this is what worked. This is how I got to this. This is how I got to a person who knows himself and is known as somebody who is an athlete, somebody who works out, somebody who is always fit. It just happens like that. It's not like I was born and I just found myself loving all these things. I just got myself in paths that were able to take me to these places, and these places just made me the person who loved these things, who became the person who loved doing these things. And now that made it, let's say, easier than when I began. Generally, that's just how all this came to fall in place. So right now, this is whatever. So you can go and try that, by the way. Then if you think this video is a video that can help somebody that likes, who love such things, you can just share with them the video, because maybe you have a friend, you have a boyfriend who wants to start working out and they're fighting consistently, or also they want to grow a big chest, because this is a perfect workout for chest. If you want to grow an awesome chest as a natural athlete, this is a video for you. So you can share the video, and let me see you in the next one.